French Revolution, the setting for Assassin's Creed Unity, was an incredibly bloody period of French history during which tens of thousands of people died, and France exchanged a king with virtually unlimited powers for a consul with virtually unlimited powers. Good work, guys. Important distinction. Now, Assassin's Creed games are all about the historical accuracy, and if we break out the history books, we can get a pretty good idea of some of the things we'll be seeing in the game. Let's take a look, shall we? The Bastille was a fortress in Paris that was primarily used as a prison, but its storming by revolutionaries on the 14th of July 1789 was the flashpoint of the revolution. Ostensibly, the revolutionaries went to the Bastille in order to free the prisoners, but at the time only 7 people were actually locked up there: 4 forgers, 2 lunatics, and a sexually deviant aristocrat. In fact, the revolutionaries were more after the guns stockpiled there, along with the 30,000 pounds of gunpowder that was stashed away inside. I mean, the sexually deviant aristocrat is cool and all, but guns are probably more useful. Anyway, the Bastille's governor, Bernard René de Launay, refused to surrender the fortress and fired on the crowd, which meant that everything kicked off. After 4 hours of fighting, de Launay had had enough and was all, "I'll surrender the fortress if no one inside is killed," and the revolutionaries were like, haha, yeah, we'll see how that works out. So yeah, de Launay was supposed to be spared and taken to City Hall, but instead he made the mistake of kicking an unemployed cook in the nuts, which the crowd understandably didn't take too well to. He was stabbed, shot, lynched, and then had his head sawn off and paraded around on a pike. Presumably he died, it doesn't say. As one of the defining moments of the revolution, as well as one that sounds exactly like an Assassin's Creed mission, as well as the fact that it showed up in a CGI trailer for the game already, you can bet your bottom franc that the storming of the Bastille will be a playable mission in Unity. And maybe, just maybe, you can put right what once went wrong and stop that cook from getting kicked in the crotch. For full synchronization, he has to get kicked in the nuts. Despite how it may seem on the surface, the French Revolution wasn't always about killing the king and the rest of the aristocratic class. At the outset, the prevailing goal of the revolutionaries was to establish a constitutional monarchy, which meant that Louis XVI would remain king, and his head would remain attached to his body. Louis wasn't super into the whole him not being supreme ruler of everything idea though, and attempted to flee with his family from Paris to initiate a counter-revolution with loyalist forces near the Belgian border. Unfortunately, the couple only got as far as Varennes-en-Argonne before someone recognised Louis based on his portrait on the 50-livre note. What are the odds? Probably didn't help that this was their idea of a disguise. What, were fake beards not invented in 1791? This attempted escape led to charges of treason against Louis, which eventually led to his execution, which I'm pretty sure is what's going on in that initial Assassin's Creed Unity trailer. If I were to speculate on the story of Unity from what we've seen so far, with the golden skull-faced man puppeteering everything from the shadows, it's the Templars who are secretly behind the revolution, so don't be surprised if we see a mission with Arnaud attempting to get the royal family out of the country, or unsuccessfully trying to stop the royal execution, probably because he's hanging around moodily on a rooftop instead of trying to help. It seems pretty unlikely that you would make a whole game about assassinating people during the French Revolution and not include the most famous assassination of the French Revolution, that of JeanPaul Marat, stabbed in his bathtub by the female assassin Charlotte Corday, who Ubisoft are presumably hard at work animating right now. Marat was a journalist and politician who helped kick off the radical phase of the French Revolution, also known as the bit where people started getting guillotined left, right and centre. Corday was a minor noblewoman who supported the Girondins, a more moderate political faction to that of the Jacobins that Marat supported. You know it's the French Revolution when it's considered moderate to go around stabbing people to death. Marat suffered from a terrible skin condition, gross, and the only way he could soothe himself was by taking long baths full of medicinal herbs. It was while taking one of these baths that Corday managed to gain access to his bathroom by pretending she wanted to rat out her Girondin friends before sticking him with a hidden blade, which was a kitchen knife. Still worked. So we can probably safely assume that Marat's assassination will feature in Unity, with Arnaud either assisting Corday in her mission or having his own deadly designs on Marat and being beaten to the punch. Stab. Whichever. Maximilien François Marie Isidore de Robespierre, seen here looking smug with a weird-shaped head, was an influential figure during the period of the French Revolution known as the Reign of Terror. So named because it was f***ing terrifying. Basically, Robespierre was really into guillotining his political enemies, with over 16,000 people getting the chop in less than a year. Here's a cheery political cartoon from the period showing Robespierre guillotining the guillotine operator, having guillotined everyone else in the whole of France. I've said guillotine too many times now, sounds weird. Guillotine. Eventually, all that killing people caught up with Robespierre, and the revolutionary government ordered his arrest along with his brother Augustin. Augustin tried to kill himself by throwing himself out a window and succeeded only in breaking both of his legs, and Maximilian tried to shoot himself in the face and only managed to shatter his lower jaw, so good job there, guys. Robespierre, seen here holding his jaw on with a handkerchief, gross, was guillotined without trial the next day. Even though he was killed by the guillotine and not a hidden blade to the kidneys, I'd put money on Robespierre being a major antagonist in Assassin's Creed Unity, and his downfall, face shooting and arrest all being Arnaud's work in the Assassin's Creed universe.
Good.
So those were 4 major events from the French Revolution that we're convinced we'll be seeing in Assassin's Creed Unity. Looking forward to it? Got any other events that we missed? Let us know in the comments, and like and subscribe for more on the game from outside Xbox. Bye!